What's up guys, Justin from Jordan Performance and Racing here again. As promised, this is the deep dive into the carbon traps, the power, my thoughts, why it did or did not make the power that we expected it to, and the likely explanation for that. So if you like this content, you like this more technical stuff, do me a favor, do the shop a favor and hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. I'm not exactly a YouTuber. We're just trying to share our knowledge and share our passion for these hot rods. So let us know what you think below. Thanks. All right, guys. So I've had some chance to review the data from the pulls in the dyno, and it's pretty interesting. So rumor on the street is the carbon traps are worth 15, 20, 25 horsepower. Well, I'm here to tell you that ain't true. So, how do I know that? Well, as we just saw, we did back-to-back. Are they worth something? Yes, I believe so. But here's the difference. So, dyno numbers without data are largely irrelevant, right? Especially when you're talking quote-unquote back-to-back pulls. So, data recording is very limited. Data logging is very limited right now. So I'm using FDRS and recording as much as I can to keep the resolution high and to actually get meaningful data. So what does that mean? So this is the first pull today, right? This was bone stock, no modifications, right? This was at 1:46 p.m. What I was not recording on here is temperature, but I did check the temperature on the screen before the pulls, and they were pretty much dead on. So, main thing is timing, right? Timing is where you make the power and fueling. We can assume that the VCT is going to behave itself and stay consistent. We can also assume that with two mass airflow sensors and a manifold absolute pressure or a MAP sensor, we can also assume within reason that the fueling is going to be pretty much dead on between the runs. So up here you've got bank 1, bank 2 fueling. We have throttle angle, RPM, spark, which is the big one. And then we have exhaust VCT. And then if I scroll down a little bit more, we have intake VCT. So let's take a look. So this is the first pull. This is when the vehicle stops. So I'm going to make a chart and we're going to compare spark between the runs, right? So because these cars have 4 knock sensors and because they operate on an individual cylinder by cylinder timing basis, the spark between runs, especially when you're talking a hot run, a cold run, etc., can be pretty drastic. So let's take a look. Let's go back here to the start of the pull. So we're gonna do every 1,000 and then we'll go to red line. So right at the start of the pull, 2,000. This is more going to be about, when I roll into it. It looks like a hair light. So actually, let's do this. Let's skip 2,000. Let's go to 2,500. So we got 17 degrees. We'll go to 3,000. Got 25 and a half. Go to 4,000. $26. Let's go to 5,000. Call that 23 and a half. $6,024. $7,025 and a half. And red line, which is currently 7,300, give or take. Well, in this case it wasn't. In this case it was 7,100. Yeah, so 23 and a half. All right, that's stock. All right, so let's load the next one down. So that's 145. And then we did back to back, pulled the intakes off, and we put the filters and the carbon traps, pulled those out. So these are the first two stock, and this is the one without. So let's see, car cooled down about 45 minutes or so. Yeah, about 45 minutes. Let's rescale the axis so we can actually see. All right, do the same thing. It's 2,500, we have 17 and a half. $3,000. By the way, playing with this friggin' FDRS really makes you appreciate quality tools like HP tuners. This is not user friendly. 26. 4,000. $27. 5,000. $25.5. 6,000. 25. 7,000. 26. And then red line 7,300. In this case, I think I actually got there. Yeah. 25. All right, here we go. So we've got plus 0.5, plus 0.5, plus 1, plus 2, plus 1, plus 0.5. That's not quite the same, but this was 7,100, but we'll call that plus 1.5. So the question is, what is the reason for the power increase? Right? This is outside of our control, right? We keep everything as consistent as we can, but what's the reason for the power increase? Is it the carbon traps that are restrictive? That's air quotes. Or is it the fact that in this particular run, the car either had a little bit better intake temps, the car maybe is a little bit cooler, or other various factors, maybe it just had a better combustion event. You've got more timing throughout the entire run, and it picked up power. Now, that's not to say that the carbon traps aren't, worth some power, but are they worth 20 horsepower, 15, 20, 30? No. Heck no. That's my opinion, but that opinion is based on data and actual analyzing what we got going on. So I've seen some videos out there where the guys were, the carbon traps picked up 25 foot-pounds in the middle, and then we picked up 20 horsepower up top. No, you didn't. Those same guys, I haven't seen any data. All I've seen is quote-unquote back-to-back pulls. No telling, how much time has surpassed between the pulls. No telling, what other factors have changed, and so, I mentioned it before, but confirmation bias is a real thing. As a human being, if you want to believe something, and you want that thing to be that's going to be in your benefit or in the overall benefit of whatever you're trying to achieve, you know, you're more likely to believe it to be a favorable outcome for you. So it's a long video. That's a long explanation with nothing but a bunch of data and numbers. But we did back-to-back pulls, back-to-back dyno testing. The car never left. We didn't cool it down between runs. We did it as quickly as we could. And while we did see an increase, we didn't see, you know, double-digit increase. And the increase we saw, you know, very likely could be related to the fact that the PCM of its own accord decided to add timing as it went through the run. So either that's because maybe the temps are cooler, the intake temps are cooler. You know, I'm not really sure because, you know, our data logging is very limited. But fact of the matter, I don't believe that the carbon traps are worth double digit, you know, 15, 20 horsepower. That said, they're out of our car and they're not going back in because you gotta modify the intake to get them out. So that's all for today. Again, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of more technical content, give us a like, give us a subscribe. I'll leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You know, do you think I'm full of crap? Do you think that, you know, other results are correct? You know, what do you think? Let me know. All right, guys, we'll catch you at the next one. All right, so we just did one final quote unquote cold pull. So here's all the spark numbers, and here's the variance. This is relative to this. So stock and then modified. For whatever reason, it added a little bit of timing. And then the cold ones, it added a little bit and then it kind of took a little bit out. Stayed the same and then took a couple degrees out, and it still made almost the exact same power. So carbon traps, worth power? Yes. Worth big boy power? Not in my opinion.